Hey y'all, it's Tia Cherie here. Welcome back to my channel. And this week we are talking all about finances. So this is going to be part 3 of my series on how to level up your life in 6 months or less. And we are talking all about that bag, how to get to it, how to keep it, how to grow it, all of that. So if you are looking to make sure that 2023 is going to be your best year yet financially, make sure that you guys keep watching and stay tuned. 2023 for me is about to be the year of making more money than I have ever made in my life. I'm claiming it, I'm saying it now, I'm gonna write it down, I'm putting it on video so that when I look back at the end of 2023, I can remember what I said, and I hope that this video is going to help you be in the same place as well. So in this week's video, I am going to be giving you 4 tips on how to level up your finances in 2023 so that it can be one of your best financial years yet. And with finances, I have been able to change my income completely, and it has put me in such a better space in many aspects of my life. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm broke, I'm not in a good mood. I'm not happy. I'm stressed. Everything is on my nerves. Like, I don't like being in a bad space financially. It just does not do well with my mental health. And this year, I definitely needed to get my finances in order. Like, it was a necessity for my life. I got tired of, just the paycheck to paycheck and just feeling broke after every time I get paid, the money is out the door. Like, I get paid on Friday, I'm broke on Friday. Nobody has time for that. That's not a life that I wanted to keep living. So I decided enough was enough. Like, I was just not doing that anymore. So I decided to change things. So tip number 1 on how to level up your finances in 6 months or less is your money mindset. You have to work on your money mindset. Now, for me personally, I have did have a very scarcity-based mindset when it came to money. I was always worried that I wasn't going to have enough. I was always worried I wasn't going to make enough. I wasn't going to have enough to pay my bills and live and survive. I wasn't sure if I bought something, how the money was going to come back to me. I always had anxiety around buying things for myself. Mindset-wise, when it came to my finances, was leaving me in a space of feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, scared, worried. And that's just not a place where abundance can grow, right? It's just not a place where you're going to be able to flourish because you always feel like there's not enough or there won't be enough. So one of the first things that I had to do when it came to leveling up my finances was changing how I look at money. Money is energetic, right? Money is going to come, money is going to go. If one thing I've learned about myself is that I'm gonna always get something done. So even if I don't know how I'm gonna get it done, even if I'm not sure of how it's going to work out, it does. And that's because I always put myself in the energy to receive when I need it. But what if you stay in that energy of receiving? What if you don't only be in that energy of attracting when you are in scarcity or in lack? What if you just stay there? And what I mean by that is money is going to come and money is going to go. The thinking about not having, I stopped doing. I think about ways to have. I think about ways to get and make sure that I'm aligning myself with the opportunities that are going to bring that to me or allow me to get it on my own. So the first step, change your money mindset. There's no lack. And that's because money is energetic, right? It is a flow. It's going to come, but it's going to go as well. That's just how it has to be. But you holding on super tight to it and never allowing it to go does not bring you more. Your hand has to be empty for more to fill it, right? So you have to be able to let it go and understand that it will come back. So tip number 1, change that mindset when it comes to money. Tip number 2 on leveling up your finances is writing out your budget. It is so important to write out your budget. And I don't mean just the surface level things, I mean everything. And I know that there are so many videos about budgeting, how to do it, what's the right way to do it, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, cash budgets, envelopes. All you need to do is take a pen and paper, sit down, and write out your expenses so that you can see exactly what is required for you to just live, your basic necessities, right? So what I like to do, or what I did a few months ago to get myself in a better place financially, is I finally sat down and wrote out all my bills. So from my rent to car note, insurance, get hair, gas, food, everything, I wrote it down. And then from there, I was able to see exactly how much money I need to make in order to cover my expenses. And then I had to evaluate whether some things can be cut off, depending on the space that I was in, or if I had the ability to save more. A lot of times when you think about your finances and trying to budget, your money is going to things that you don't write down because you're not consciously thinking that you spend money on those as much as you do. The money is where you didn't write it. So the money that you're losing or that you could be saving is the same stuff that you did not put in that budget. Everything is expensive these days. Eggs is $7 damn. Everything is just crazy. So your food budget a couple of months ago is going to have to probably adjust based on what the market is today. So every month you need to make it a priority to sit down and write out your budget for that next month. That will allow you to be able to see things. And most importantly, it's going to allow you to be able to see whether or not you make enough money to sustain yourself. One of the gripes about budgeting is people budget and don't have enough money, right? So it's very hard for you to want to budget or even look at a budget when you don't even have enough to cover your expenses. It's either way, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. But what I will say is not having your bills written out is going to hinder you more. Be more of a negative trickle down effect as far as not being aware of your finances, as opposed to being aware of your finances and having to modify the budget accordingly. So I would definitely advise step 2, write out that budget, top to bottom, all of your expenses, cut out the things that you don't need if you're in a season where you need to save, and make sure that you stick to that budget as much as you can. But having an overall general idea of how much money you need to bring in every month so that you can live is imperative to your financial success. Tip number 3 is increasing your income. Now, there are plenty of ways to increase your income. Now, I do want to say first off that I know this is a very difficult time in the job market. I know people have lost their jobs, still just trying to figure things out. People are making career changes, whether by choice or by force. I understand that the job market is very difficult, but in order to level up financially, you have to find a way to make more income. The long and the short of it is you cannot budget your way out of brokenness. You cannot budget your way into abundance. So you have to increase your income. Point blank period, you have to. So one of the ways that I was able to level up my finances this year was by changing my jobs. Now I was in a career field. I worked in insurance. I got decent pay. It wasn't anything amazing in hindsight now that I make so much more money, but it wasn't bad either. Now, when I left my job, I was at a very decent salary, but I did not feel like it was decent. Like after all of the budgeting, all of the bills were paid, it was just like there was never enough. There wasn't enough to really do what I wanted to do. And I was just tired of living, paycheck to paycheck. I was tired of it. So I decided to change career fields and get into sales. The reason why I chose sales was because I felt like it was something where I had more ability to make money and to make the money that I want to make. So over these last couple of months, I have been able to double pretty much my income every single month since I left my job. And there was also one month where I was able to pretty much triple it. Like I made 10K one month, and I've never made 10K in my life in one month. So that was just something where once I seen that it was possible, that's all I needed to see. Increasing your income is extremely important to the level up. At the end of the day, the level that you are on now, financially, if it's not where you want to be, you have to find ways to add to that. Now, when you think about increasing your income, it can happen in a wide variety of ways, right? You can work some overtime at the job that you have. You can work a second job. You can start a side hustle. There's so many different side hustles out here. I also have some videos on side hustles, so shameless plug, check that video out right there. But there are plenty of ways to increase your income. If you are in a space where you know what you are doing now just is not working, it's not working. You gotta try something else, sis. You gotta do something. Tip number 4 is going to be paying yourself first. This is so important when it comes to leveling up your finances. I understand that it can be difficult to save when you don't even have enough coming in to cover your bills, but this is why that ties into number 3, where it says to increase your income. Me personally, I was never really good at savings. I really did not start saving money until I was probably in my late 20s, like right at 30 is when I honestly started to be able to save. I honestly just could not afford to save before. I was working 2 jobs, you know, I was on my own, I just had bills. Like I was barely making it as it was, so there wasn't a way for me to save. But one thing that I realized when I did start to save money or tell myself that I needed to save money was that you have to live based off of what you have, right? So for instance, for me personally, the easiest way for me to save is that I have my paycheck. Like when I get paid, 10% of it automatically goes into my savings account. I don't even see it. It just goes to my savings account. The rest of it goes into my regular account, and then that is what I can then use to, you know, pay my bills, live, do everything that I need to do. And the reason why I have it set up that way is number 1, I did not have enough discipline to be like, oh, I'm going to save XYZ. No, I'm not going to do that, because then I'm going to find a way to spend it or something to spend it on. So that wasn't going to happen. But I did realize I'm a type of person, if I don't see it, then it don't exist, right? So I would have it sent to my savings account to know that it's there if, you know, I really did need it, but I did not like taking money out of that account. That gave me so much anxiety. So at that point, it was like, girl, whatever you have in your checking, that's what you have to use, so figure it out. So that was one of the ways that I was actually able to save a good little nest egg just by training myself to just pay myself first. You do all of this work for 40 plus hours a week for another person, and when it's all said and done, all of it's just gone. Like there's nothing to show for it. No, absolutely not. We're not doing that in 2023. We're not doing it. I'm telling you right now, we're not doing it. So what I would advise, if you are someone who is not great at saving or don't have the discipline to get paid and then transfer here, there, blah, contact your HR department. Have them, typically a lot of them will allow you to send your money to more than one account. So have it set up where you have a certain percentage. I say 10%, and that's what I say. I'm telling you to do 10% and then figure it out. But I would say have 10% put into your savings account and then learn to manage based on what is left over. I promise you, you are going to feel so much more relief when you start to see that you do have a savings and you do have something to fall back on if it is needed. A lot of the problems and struggles that we have when it comes to finances is the scarcity mindset, right? And as I mentioned before, I've struggled with having a scarcity mindset. I've struggled with always being worried that there would not be enough. But once I was able to set up a savings account and have that cushion for myself, it allowed me to breathe a little bit easier, because if push did come to shove, I was going to be okay. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you pay yourself first, you are allowing yourself to feel and see the fruits of your labor. Make sure when you get that paycheck for 2023, we are paying ourselves first. And that is it on this week's video. I hope you enjoyed those 4 tips on how to level up your finances in the next 6 months or less. 2023 is right around that corner and we are getting to that bag, okay? So make sure that you guys implement these tips. Please let me know in the comments below which ones work for you or which ones you plan on trying, or if you have any that I did not mention, let me know those below as well. I would love to hear you guys' feedback on that. 2023 is about to be my best year financially. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Next week's video, we are going to be doing topic number 4, which is going to be fitness and health, and how I've been able to totally change my mental health over these last couple of months to put me in the best place that I have been in a long time. So I hope to see you guys on the next video. Make sure you leave a comment below and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.